into effect, this is hard mode, which means we do have 2 male upgrades, 4 swords, but only 3 swords max and 1 male upgrade max, as well as your reduced potion consumption, and we're both off at the Dark Chapel.
Yeah, Lewis started the Sanctuary. You're going to see him start here on what's known as Dark Chapel, which is just one of these random caves with a person who was unfortunately transformed because they don't have the Moon Pearl in the Dark World. There's a few of those caves in the overworld, but that one's close to the Sanctuary, so we'll start there. And both our runners taking a quick run up to Skull Woods.
Ooh, taking a nasty hit from those bags. Remember, this is inverted. 2 hearts of damage off any of those.
Yeah, this is the biggest deal with inverted and what you gotta practice is avoiding these enemies that deal 2 hearts of damage in the Dark World. Those popos being one of them. And saltyphry immediately gives a hug to a hard-hat beetle, and you see you're not supposed to have 3 hearts in Skull Woods in most of these games, but here we are.
This is good. I like this.
Oh, he's doing. Oh, this is nice farming here.
Yeah, this is bomb farming. I haven't seen this yet. I like this.
And meanwhile, Emo looks like she is also taking some intentional deaths here. She checked the first chest here in Skull, which Saltyphry's about to check with the map. Looks like now we're gonna head over to Village of Outcasts, probably.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with the rest of the hard hat beetles, and especially the Gibdos, but Salty, on the other hand, is going to go straight in.
Okay, he has 2 more chests here he can check. One of them is probably going to be an item, but it's not guaranteed. And he gets 2 keys. He's going to take another death because Gibdos hit hard. And probably try to get over to that big chest. Here's Emo.
Yeah, Emo. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's going to start in Link's house, but Link's house in the Dark World will be the bomb shop. Now, in the Light World, what Link's house would be in the normal game will be the bomb shop. And, takes a death right before getting access to the Hype Cave.
Yeah, accidentally touched that moblin there, but just going to be able to save quit right back out of the same spot here. They want to get these 5 items in the Hype Cave, hope for something good, get an idea of what the seed expects of them.
Yeah, get them out of the Dark World. I think that's what they're trying to do as fast as possible. You will see the Moon Pearl be in some really awkward locations a lot of times in Inverted. You can see it, like the Moon Pearl could be on Trinex, for example.
Yeah, it's really not a nice Hype Cave, though. A heart and a quarter, 25 rupees, and 10 arrows. So now we're going to head over to Stumpy, and then probably over to the archery game aforementioned, to get enough money to do digging game.
Yeah, the archery game takes 20 rupees to play. You just got to hit, I think, 2 in a row twice to net a profit. 3 in a row is really good. You want to get up to 80 for the digging game.
Yeah, it's really nice because if you've got your timing down, you can do the archery game twice, hit all 5 arrows, and you're pretty well set for most of the seed outside of Zora.
So let's see how good Salty is at getting the archery game done. The first one gets 2, and it multiplies exponentially for each one you go. It's 4 for the first one. Okay. Looks like it's a pretty solid setup here. One more, he has the full 64, and he got it. Perfect archery game.
And sure enough, he's going to run it back. Oh!
Missed the shot there. Emo's going to need 1 more for a perfect first round. Doesn't get it.
Salty's happy that it's 153. Emo's going to need to go through 1 more round.
Yeah, she has to go at least 1 more to ensure herself not only to get the digging game done, but also if she needs to buy bombs somewhere down the road, and misses the last shot again.
Yeah, so Emo's going to take a 3rd round just to make sure you have enough to get digging game, chess game, anything you might need.
And blue boomerang as the digging game item. Salty's gonna looks like he's gonna try to find some more cash here in a digging game before he takes off. Emo's got her 80 plus rupees. She is now gonna head on over. But saltyphry does not pick up the blue boomerang. Let's see what EmoSaru does here.
I'm not sure I agree with that. The blue boomerang is nice to have early, especially in the Dark World where you can still... although, the thing is, this is hard mode, it does not stun enemies anymore.
That is true. So all it would be good for is to grab items. So if you're an NMG runner, like Emo might grab it because she's an NMG runner. She might just be used to having it. It looks like she might be avoiding it as well, looking for a little more cash from the game.
Salty picking up his 5 from the Sea House. We didn't get a look at either the bombable hut, and we didn't get a look at chess game yet, though.
No, I think Salty's gonna head that way now before heading into probably Thieves Town at this point. There's not much else these runners can do.
There's the Moon Pearl.
Yep, that's the Moon Pearl, so we now need a way to get into the Light World, and unfortunately the bunny music has ended. Someone in the chat asking what sprite EmoSaru is playing as. She's playing as herself. She has gotten a sprite of herself into this game. In case you guys don't realize, EmoSaru is the brainchild behind what's probably the best and most used tracker that anyone uses while playing Randomizer. It's called Emo Tracker. I would strongly suggest you give it a try. I use it myself and I love it.
Yeah, because if you're, especially newer players, if you're going to be starting, Emo Tracker is amazing. I don't personally use it for LTTPP, but Ocarina is a completely different story.
Yeah, and she has a lot of people working behind the scenes on developing. Oh, there's your hammer. So we are now a lift upgrade away from getting into that light world and getting out of this hellhole.
Yeah, that also is nice because that's going to fully unlock all the rest of Thieves Town, including the big chest, and give us a way to technically kill Blind.
Yeah, Blind is now killable with what we have. Question is, will these runners risk trying to kill Blind with just hammer and 4 hearts?
Well, I expect them both to give it the old college try to see how far they can get back. I mean, we got more chests, we got the hint especially, and we're still technically looking for some more access. We need like 1 lift upgrade.
Things that with that hammer, we now have access to the right side of the Dark World. It includes Palace of Darkness. So that hammer was a good bit of progression. It could take us to where that lift upgrade is.
Lift upgrade on... Oh, wait, it can't be on Catfish. Never mind.
Well, I guess it can't, because you need to lift upgrade to get the Catfish. But you can still find it in Palace of Darkness. You can still find it... I think that's still in, like, Pyramid. That's about all we have access to, but Palace of Darkness is a lot of checks. And oftentimes, you'll see it won't be blow blocked in inverted because you're so unlikely to have the bow early on in this kind of scenario.
Yeah, running into a bowlock pod in inverted usually means that if you're looking there already, you've probably missed something.
We'll see our Thieves Town hint here. And Sahasrara will not have anything of relevance for us today.
Yep, just a little bit of cash for delivering the green pendant. Not quite worth.
It's interesting to note that these hints, sometimes it'll say Village Elder, and sometimes it will say Green Pendant.
Alright, no, I really don't like this hallway in inverted. These things still do 2 hearts on green mail, and it just hurts like a ton. Hey, sword!
There's a more consistent weapon than the hammer. Not as strong, but definitely much appreciated for both our runners. As long as Hemo does not die on the way to the chest.
Yeah, especially good in Thieves Town because every sword does the same damage to blind. So just having that extra reach with a sword over the hammer, there's no damage difference. It's amazing. Also, being Uncle Assured, we now know where our Master Sword is guaranteed, since we already have one.
Well, at least Master Sword. We find a Master Sword beforehand, we'll have our Tempered. And what's funny is, if we find Tempered before then, he'll have 20 bucks.
Good old green 20.
Actually, I think in hard mode it might be replaced with 5 rupee. The green 20 was just, I think, for swordless. Now that I think about it.
So, little interesting fact here, no lift upgrade, they've got to kind of clear all of the enemies out, go around the left side and around the treadmill room there in order to get over here to the maiden cell.
Looks like we're running NMG at this point, just a really weird version of it. Both our runners very in step with each other.
Alright, let's see what's in our big chest. Just some cash. Alright, with sword in hand, both of our runners should be okay with this, only because the first time you bring blind in this room, if you know what you're doing, you can stay on a very certain script, and the fight goes 100% the same way both times. You should see exactly the same fight on each screen here.
Yeah, especially since both these runners are well-versed in NMG, they've done this fight thousands of times at this point, and they can, for instance, dodge the fireballs and do everything exactly the same way, and take a little bit of damage there. Emo with a cleaner fight. Oh wow. They almost killed him just at the same time. And get their blue mail, which is the only upgrade they'll see in hard mode. And they both get their first crystal.
Yep, get their first crystal, get their first and only mail upgrade. The other one's now going to turn to rupees in the pool.
But having blue mail just in general, even especially inverted, is really nice because the enemies will now only deal 1 heart of damage in the overworld instead of 2.
Oh yeah, seeing blue mail early on and then hard inverted all dungeons, you're definitely a sigh of relief there.
And I believe we saw that there's a pendant up at Turtle Rock. Everything else was a blue crystal, so that means I believe Thieves Town was in fact a special crystal, and the other special crystals in the White World, as Emo gets her Moon Pearl.
Alright, so Salty's going to come up, check his pyramid first. From there, you're pretty much being shepherded into the pod at this point, unless the progression's in the big key chest and skull.
Speaking of which, Emo might be heading up that way as we speak.
We also have the big key. I don't think either of them we got to the check that chest. Heart container. Hard mode, you're definitely going to take that. There are 5 less heart containers in the pool, as well as 4 less heart pieces.
Yeah, the maximum number of hearts you'll find in hard mode is actually 14, as opposed to the 20 you find in normal mode. Well, it looks like at this point that, like I said, unless it's in the here in one of the 2 chests and skull we haven't seen yet, progression's going to be here in pod somewhere.
Yeah, these are 2 different plays, and one of these 2 are going to pay off. Maybe both of them. It's possible. Alright, so EmoSaru's only got the big key chest left to check. If she decides to go that way, Salty's going to have all of pod, depending on what the first chest holds.
Here's another reason why that archer game is so important and inverted. You gotta pay Kiki 110 rupees to get into pod, and it's not always easy to get those 110 rupees, but it is pretty easy to get into pod and inverted. also got to be careful dodging these Gyptos, dodging the wall master, trying to get this statue over to access the big key room. Small key in the first chest and pod, which means we're going to get access to almost the rest of pod at this point.
Yeah, it's going to open it up here. Emo just got to dodge out Wallmaster and hopefully the rest of this room. Okay, got favorables on the spawns.
Down to half a heart, and we see... Oh, there's the power glove. Dark World access is sitting in Skull Woods, and Salty's going to go all the way back there just to get it.
Now, Salty's not in trouble yet. There could technically be the other lift upgrade in here. There could be other progression. Really, probably not much. It's either going to be the other glove. Yeah, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, Emo's going to immediately go right into the Light World and start dealing with Light World as if you were playing in a normal mode at this point. Except that you can't... If you find a mirror, it's going to be a little weird. We'll explain more of that when we find a mirror.
Yeah. I can't help but think Emo is going to be going straight to check on... And I already made a liar of. I was going to say, going to go check on her dear poor uncle. Ooh, Quack.
Wake over in House of Darkness. Still don't know if that's going to be required or not, but it's always nice to have... Ooh, and Fire Rod. Okay. That might lead Salty back to Skull Woods. So that's actually a good find for him. Oh, Titan's Mitts. Okay, never mind.
Well, so much for that.
The only glove that's progression is actually in Skull Woods. And the Basement of Horror is out, and Salty is now done with Pals of Darkness, and I'm sure he's going to go to Skull Woods now. He has that Fire Rod. He can even complete Skull Woods at this point.
Yeah, but 5 hearts and hammer? Well, you got the Fire Rod. I mean, that's going to be a couple shots. Maybe.
As Emo continues to do what we see a lot of times in non-inverted seed, which is do South Shore High Roll, get some items. There's a name Old North Cave. Alright, so he's going to work his way to getting his Power Glove as Emo deals with the 5 treasure chests here in Minimal Alarm Cave. Gets a Magic Cape, which, another thing about hard mode, the Magic Cape uses up twice as much magic in hard mode as it does in normal mode.
Yes, but that's not a huge problem because the Cane of Brian it no longer makes you invincible outside of Laser Bridge and Spike Cave.
No, not even Laser Bridge, as far as I believe.
Oh, is it just? I thought it still made you vulnerable on Laser Bridge too. Wow.
Yeah, Laser Bridge, the cape is the only way for Laser Bridge to be in logic, as far as I know, for hard mode. I mean, I'm not confirmed on that, but people that I've talked to and watched stream have been streaming a lot of hard mode lately and seem to think that cape is the only way. But Salty is not going to go kill Mothula yet.
No, he's going to go straight for Kakariko Village.
Yeah, you would use the portal here with the... Actually, yeah, okay. Use the portal here to go into the Light World and go to Kakariko like you would in a normal game.
Yeah, Emo with the fake flipper here and the walk.
Oh, she saw the powder, but she's not going back. She has enough money for the for Zora, but instead, I think she's gonna keep this water walk and go over to Hobo.
Yeah, I can get a Hobo.
Here you see one of the ladders we were talking about to get to like Kylie Island. Instead of using a mirror, you get to climb up the ladder.
Did we look at what was on Lake Hilly Island, or did we skim it too close?
It was a big 20. It was nothing of relevance. Now the powder in hard mode also not as strong as it is in any regular mode. If you use the power to turn an anti-fairy into a fairy in hard mode, well, you're not going to fairy. You're going to get 1 heart.
Alright, EmoSaru are going to come back in the Light World. Salty's going to check out what's in Blind's hut now that we've already killed, Blind.
Yeah, so we're going back in time. There's your mirror, so you're going to start seeing the light world, dark world shenanigans on Salty's side. And Emo's going to head up towards Hyrule Castle. She'll get her Master Sword from her uncle. An Ice Rod in Blind's Hut.
Well, I wouldn't start freaking out yet. Not until I see that can of Samaria pop up.
And some medallions. But yeah, that's finding the Ice Rod when Turtle Rock's a pendant is always not a good feeling.
Well, the good news is it's all dungeons, so better you find the Ice Rod early than be looking for it later.
That's true. You don't want the Ice Rod to be deep in Ganon's Tower and all done in Seed where Turtle Rock's a pendant. A bow over in Kakariko as well. Kakariko is loaded.
Yeah, Kakariko is loaded. Our runners have just found a ton in like the last 5 minutes after finding nothing for the first 15.
I mean, that's how inverted mode works. There's not many overworld chests in the Dark World. There's a ton of them in the Light World.
Yeah, that's just the way, especially inverted with its... Well, there's 2 medallions.
Yep, Ether now as well.
But yeah, inverted's just you're completely poor and you have absolutely nothing, and suddenly you have everything.
Oh, there's another sword for saltyphry, so the sword he'll get from the uncle will be tempered.
Man, if the uncle had a tempered sword, how bad a swordplay is he?
Here, see, one of the benefits of Time Limit's, like I said earlier, Time Limit's not needed most of the time here in inverted mode, but it does make things like going through here a lot faster.
Yeah, it'll really speed up your light to dark world and just set up some really interesting just mirrors, like this one right here where he's gonna mirror and grab Jeremiah and instantly take him home.
Yeah, you see to the left of the library there, you see a lot of the bushes that's normally there have all been gone. That way we don't have to worry about mirror bonking and soft locking over there. It's just like inverted mode, just one giant ROM hack. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And talk about a good return on investment. Spend 10 rupees and you get 300 back.
Counterfeiting blacksmiths.
Hey, he's just very happy that you brought him back. That's all there is. Here you see another trick of inverted with a mirror. Without Titan's Mitts, we get to knock these harem pigs down.
Salty gonna opt for one of those full heart containers.
Yeah, in hard mode, I'm not turning down a heart container ever.
Yeah, I don't even turn on heart pieces in hard mode.
See a nice little trick that Salty did there. If you have an item, you can't walk into a... If you're walking with an item, you can't walk into a mirror. So he just carried a bomb out, had the mirror, walked right by it, so he grabbed the purple chest, and he's going to bring this over all the way down.
Yep, you're going to see him basically check everything you would in the Dark World, only the light side variants here. So he's going to check Race Game. He's going to go ahead and check K45, which is not fully accessible because there's been a little bit of leveling of terrain. Emo with the bow.
Yeah, Emo's just following saltyphry's footsteps a little bit. Here's some of that, the cave leveling that we were talking about. And we see, I think I saw a red crystal of Hera, so the green pendant over in desert, so the other pendant is Eastern. But again, this is all dungeons, so pendants and crystals don't matter too much except for pulling a pedestal or getting access to Galen's tower.
Yeah, exactly. Emo gonna be really happy with this tempered sword.
Yeah, nice sword advantage now for Emo. That's the tempered's the best you can get in hard mode.
So Salty gonna take a minute, come over here, check probably the ledge and agonize while he's already over here, before probably heading up to. Gotta make it to Hyrule Castle, so you know your temper's there.
Have a nice little Agonite cave check here on Salty's side. One of these one-off spots that's a little out of the way, but if it has something like the flute, it'll pay off. So here's how the flute works in inverted, in case you don't realize. You have to activate it in the light world like you normally do. Walk over to the weather vane in the light world in Kakariko to activate the flute. But it works in the dark world.
A little more example of the leveling of the light world here. It gets direct access and checkerboard as well.
Yep. And basically, if it's a spot that is usually mirror locked in normal mode, there's a way to access it in the light world here in inverted mode. And here's another little trick. It's a mirror in desert to access the mother area. So what this does mean is that desert is never available to you until you have the book. Salty gets his first bottle filled with green potion, so he'll probably check that in along with activating his flute.
Yeah, it's a nice find. You can get both of those locations out of the way without orphaning one or the other.
Emo instinctively walks out with without the heart container. I was like, wait a minute, this is hard mode. Let me get that.
Yeah, and in hard mode, and especially once we get later on and you get the more higher difficulties in, you're not going to pass up heart containers ever.
Well, are there even heart containers in expert mode? That's something I will never try.
There are a few, like I think 4. I'm not sure. Alright, Salty gets his Titan's Mint. So, again, as we had mentioned, there is a single location in this game that is Titan locked, and that is Kingstone.
You can't mirror into Kingstone anymore because of the inverted mode, and it's blocked by Titan's Mint's blocked rocks normally. So that is the only place that is Titan's Mint's locked fully Titan's Mint's locked, I should say. So there could be something there, but it's pretty easy to check it out once we have the boots to open it up as well.
Alright, Salty with the cave now. Another interesting little tidbit is involving Bumper Cave. The normal Bumper Cave entrance doesn't lead to Bumper Cave. It leads you through the Old Man's Cave, who's been mystically transported to the Dark World, and then up to Death Mountain. So, yeah, getting to Bumper Cave is also a little interesting.
Yeah, so another thing is obviously with the Mirror's Bombos tablet, got to walk up some steps and was able to walk past Bombos tablet. Obviously, can't check it without a book. But she's going to knock off more of these checks that saltyphry has already checked off. I think there's one place we haven't seen yet on Emo's side. Salty was doing some things Emo's already done, but this I don't think he has, and that is Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Ice Rod Cave. I think Emo went straight for the fake flipper.
Now let's see if Salty does a little thing here. I also do inverted, which is after you check Ice Rod Cave, you can mirror, and there's a free hint for you underneath this rock over here. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Not many people know about this hint that lies here in Dark World.
Yeah, this is a very interesting area. This area of Dark World has 3 areas just like the Light World. There's a hint down here in one of them. You're going to almost never see this except in Inverted and in Entrance Shovel, which you won't see here in this tournament.
Well, both items in Mire are fire locked, so that's really good that we can put off checking Mire at all until we need to go mode it.
Yeah, so some cash and some cash blocked by fire rods. So west side of Mire is just out of the question. No cutscenes required.
Yeah, and all they need now from Mire is a big key, and I think that's it. So yeah, they won't ever go to Mire until they're in go mode.
Yeah, because now we know that both items in there are just cash, so that's one of the best kind of like hints you can find.
And Emo's going to be the first to activate their flute.
Now, the interesting thing about the flute is, while you do activate it in the Light World, it doesn't work in the Light World. Oh no, it only works in the Dark World.
You see Emo immediately going to flute, and she's probably, if I were to guess, flute Death Mountain at this point. Oh, nope, she's going to Mire area. And check this little trick out. Saltyphry gets to, well, Mirror Bonk. But Mirror while you're up here and immediately check Catfish. And you thought it was always out of the way to get to Catfish. Well, not here in Inverted mode. No, no, no.
No, act now and you can get 2 angry fish for the price of 1.
Says no to the 300. Wow, that's strong.
I mean, come on, one fish almost paid for the other one.
Emo going to go over to probably check the backups to Hashula's hut here. And probably finish off Eastern while she's over here as well, even though it is a pendant. She can probably knock off Eastern and Pot at the same time with some nice mirror shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are fully clearable now. There's really no reason not to. Salty is going to check Zora, which Emo decided not to.
Yeah, that was
also going to... Go ahead.
That was an interesting decision on Emo's part at the time. We'll see if it comes back to bite her or not.
Just some money bombs and a little bit of love in the coat closet. Meanwhile, Zora is a bigger scam than usual.
Yeah, he kept 90% of what you gave him. That's quite rude, if you ask me. And yeah, I forgot, this is all dungeons, so you have to be Easter anyway. It's going to take me a while to realize it's all dungeons.
Yeah, again, with this tournament, especially with the strategery of the higher and then the lower and then the joint vetoing, you're going to see a lot of different seeds. A lot of the early stuff you're going to see picked by the higher seeds, the seeded players rather, are going to be all dungeons to minimize the element of randomness and then just, put a focus on execution instead.
That was a nice little model you had there. I don't think strategery is a word, but good job. Alright, Salty's probably going to go activate his flute, and we'll see where he goes from here. You'd think he'd go over and get his sword from Uncle at this point. Yeah,
you would, but maybe holding it off for something, but I can't really fathom what. I mean, maybe holding off for back of us for a lantern, but I wouldn't see it. Emo didn't check either the dungeon or the escape sequence either. Alright, Salty getting a little bit of love to fill up a new container from the sick kid. Emo finding 100 rupees in the chest. That's the only 100 pack in the game.
And the dongo is like smoke, which, yeah. The dongos are breathing fire in this game, so I kind of think that's kind of irrelevant here.
Yeah. Also with hard mode, there is a good chance that a higher portion of your hints are going to be community/joke hints. Alright, Salty finally making his way for his tempered sword off of Uncle. Emo just gonna finish back to the big key chest here.
We get our first of 2 shields that you'll see here in hard mode. Well, you might not see them at all, but there are still 3 in the pool. But once you find the red shield, you're done.
Yeah, but to be frank, most runners don't want any more than the red shield anyway.
Yeah. Let's see how Emo deals with this dark room, completely in the dark. I don't think she'll have a problem, but you never really know. Let's see how it goes. She got the key, so that's good. And she's looking for the door. And she got it.
Nice. Really interesting. Most runners there, especially with the bow, are just going to hug the bottom and just shoot arrows up till you find the Igor, then activate it. Emo with the, even no lamp, just having the tempered sword, just going straight in and going right for it.
Alright, here's a play that a lot of people in inverted mode do not like making, and that's the Hyrule Castle play.
Yeah, so Emo coming back here to Armos. This should be a pretty quick fight with all arrows.
Yeah, she has the traditional MG setup. When you're an MG runner with a 129 time, you get all this stuff very easily.
Now, Salty's probably making this a lot more keen on making this play due to the mirror. We'll just be able to mirror out straight from Zelda Cell, go back to the front, clear out the back if he wants.
Emo hops down, she's gonna grab Kiki and make her way into pod. Oh boy. So you like fetch quest, huh? The shovel sitting in Zelda Cell.
Explain why she's not there. She's already dug herself out.
Sure. But why would she leave the shovel behind?
Well, if you've already dug the hole, you don't need it.
Alright, more dark rooms. This time on Salty side.
Yeah, dark escape from the front, never fun. Not super hard, but never fun.
Always nice to use. At least he has a fire rod to light some of these torches up. Emo's about to get her fire rod here in pod, though, so that'll be a nice benefit for her.
Oh, did he not get... No, he didn't get the key. The key's in the back. Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to make his way all the way to the Sanctuary to get to the back 3. Well, back 2 at this point. You're also gonna check the Sanctuary, so there is a little chest in there. Again, there's no possible way to start in the Sanctuary here in normal mode, in inverted mode.
Yeah, the Sanctuary is definitely up there as a pain in the butt location to get to in this mode.
Salty's going to be right behind EmoSaru's tracks here. Now that things have started to pan out, I'm starting to see Emo does have a pretty decent lead here, solely based on the fact of checking the, well, Salty checking Hyrule Castle, getting only a shovel for it, and also Emo going into Skullwoods and getting the gloves before Salty went into, Salty went into Pod.
Yeah, Emo's, it's not a huge lead, probably just, 4, maybe 5 minutes. But again, all that's going to be a lot of subject to change here, depending on what they find and what direction they go from here. Salty does have the really great knowledge that Mire is really the last thing you need to do before going to GT.
Yeah, that hint over at Ice Rod Cave in the Dark World might save him a full minute or two in Misery Mire.
Now, if I can get some new checks here in Pod in the back end, this ult is just going to clean up everything here. Nothing's just super value, but gotta get the dungeon out of the way for Eastern.
Emo not even gonna bother letting torches here, just gonna go through the dark end. What was that?
That was a large key.
Okay. And that's a compass, I saw that. Alright, so big key and compass in the dark here in Pod.
Key for key, that means we should have some pretty good value over here in the Dark Maze.
Yeah, Dark Maze, we're thinking about some 3 items here in the map. So, literally Dark Maze this time around. I believe this is the only Dark Room in the game that I still have to use a map for. It can be tough.
If you lose your way or you don't have a sword for good echolocation, this is still a pretty difficult dark room. It's mostly about memorizing a couple of specific walls on where they are and where you need to get to. And usually where I see a lot of the newer people who are just learning this dark room fail is when you're coming down the left-hand side, you need to actually jump back in for that wall and then come back around it.
There's your map, so that means EmoSaru King will have our last item here in Pod.
Yeah, Pod not living up to its newer given nickname. There's definitely most of the good content up in the front this time. Yeah, for question in chat, as you can see along the top there, the first icon for crystals and pendants indicates this is all dungeons, the bunny for inverted. Uncle holding up his sword means he's got something, and in our case it was master for one, tempered for the other. And this is hard mode, so not as many safeties as you're used to. Salty making use of the fire rod to light that room up, but it's always a nice thing to be able to fall back on.
Yeah, that's still one of the toughest dark rooms in the game. Even though it's one that's probably done more often than almost any other. Well, obviously the one before this and Old Man in the Mountain come to mind. But it's definitely the hardest room that is probably the most commonly done in the dark, I would say.
Interestingly enough, I would probably go against that. I'm much more easy to do the Mire dark rooms than I am to do the back of Eastern.
I mean, you do the minor dark rooms more often than back of Eastern?
Oh yeah, I can do.
Okay.
I have no problem with the back of Meyer. Ever since I learned the hug the door and throw the block strat.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about how good you are doing it. I'm talking about how often you would have to do it.
Oh yeah, I usually if I'm doing Eastern, I've probably found the lamp by that point. Because it's one of those dungeons where you get most of the items in the front of it early. Very rarely do you find an item on Armos itself.
Meanwhile, saltyphry took care of Armos Knights real quick. Emo now taking care of Helmusar King. Salty gonna go finish up Pod, which I think is just the back half and Helmusar on his side.
Yeah, we're going to be able to get a really good gauge of how far apart they are right now. They're pretty much, in fact, I think they are completely even on items, save a few overworld checks.
And in the Hyrule Castle, which again had just shovel. Just bombs on Helmusar King.
Alright, so EmoSaru finishes up Helmet Sword at about 45-40. We'll see where saltyphry is here in probably a minute or two.
And we get our first check on Death Mountain here as Emo flutes up. And you may have noticed Emo went into the Dark World and went into a cave that's usually a Great Fairy here in Vanilla Game, but here it's going to be the Old Man. The Old Man sequence in Inverted is quite interesting, as you got to rescue him in the Dark World, bring him all the way up to a portal where you would normally portal to the Dark World in any other mode, and then drop all the way down to the Light World to drop him off.
Yeah, you thought you had fun before going up the mountain against the meatballs? Try going down the mountain as a bunny against the meatballs.
Oh, we won't be a bunny in this situation. We already have the Moon Pearl. But a lot of times you'll be doing this as a bunny, and he can have the Moon Pearl in that scenario.
To answer a question in chat, modes for the group stages. The first game and the 3-game set between each runner is picked by the higher seed. The second game is picked by the lower seed. And for the third game, each of them get to veto a specific modifier, and then is randomly chosen from the rest, I believe.
Yeah, so saltyphry is the higher seed in this matchup. This is the first game between these two. He is the one that chose this whole mode. Game 2 is actually going to be right after this here on the same channel, so stay tuned after we're done here. These two are going to run it back. They'll be doing all dungeons, standard, Uncle Assured. So the same exact thing you see here, but instead of inverted, it'll be standard mode. But still all dungeons, still Uncle Assured, and still hard mode. So the graphic on top will change from having the bunny being there to having Zelda being there.
Yep. Now, interesting you're saying here, Emo, thanks to those new stairs in the Dark World, gets immediate access over here to the west side, or rather the east side of Death Mountain, and can go ahead and take care of all of these checks, as well as some interesting shenanigans with Turtle Rock possible with the mirroring from the Light World.
Yeah, and I believe Turtle Rock was Quake, so we can actually open up Turtle Rock. Can't go very far with just Cancel Mario. However, there is another way, and maybe we'll see Emo implement that in Inverted, where you can use the mirror to drop down into Turtle Rock through Laser Bridge.
Yeah, in addition, you can also drop down onto Mimic Cave and then just get into the middle of it.
You can enter into Turtle Rock 3 ways here in Inverted mode. Through all 3 exits that you would do in the regular way. Well, you could drop down and dark world, mirror, or drop down the light world, mirror into the dark world, and get in that way. Isn't inverted fun?
Yes. Turtle Rock is definitely the Burger King of inverted. You will definitely be able to clear it your way.
We see a little Paradox Cave check here on Emo side. 7 chests. We're still looking for a few items here, notably the Cane of Samaria and the Hook Shot. And the book and the flippers, which there's the flippers. And the boots would also be nice as well. We don't know if they'll be needed yet. We won't know until we enter Gannis Tower or Desert Palace. But we will definitely need the Hook Shot and the Cane of Samaria, and logically we will need that lamp, even though I don't think we're going to need the lamp that badly.
No, probably not. You see the new bridge there? Looks like Emo's going to start off with Spiral Cave, as Salty is finally into his Helma fight.
Yeah, it looks like that Emo does have about a 5-minute lead here. As down goes EmoSaru for saltyphry.
Yeah, Salty a good 7 minutes behind on the Helma kill, but again, there is a couple of differences in overworld clearing, and we'll have to see how the routing takes him from here.
Alright, and we just see a little bit of the words here. It looks like Salty's going to go knock off Skull Woods while he's here.
I love that fluting to 3 to in the Dark World gives you Kakariko music in the Village of Outcast.
Here you see EmoSaru doing a Mimic Cave, and just had to drop down the Light World, and you're here. This is another little inverted trick here. You mirror bump, unfortunately, but you go walk up here in the Light World, and then go where the pedestal is, and use the mirror, and you're right in front of the back of Skull Woods.
Yep. So I wonder if EmoSaru is going to crack open Turtle Rock, get the hint, and then come out and mirror and jump down the laser.
I think she's going to jump down to the laser bridge here.
Now, Laser Bridge is one of the few places in the game where the cape is going to have standard magic usage on hard mode instead of double.
Yeah, it's really weird how it's programmed this way, just in this specific room. But she's going to try for Bootsless Laser Skip instead and just use the cape for emergency purposes. You could very well find the big key here, Cane of Samaria could be here, it's all within logic. Oh, luckily she's already at the door, so it won't be too much of a time loss here for this death. saltyphry has a Mothula fight, it's going pretty well, and down goes Mothula.
A little rough on the start, but great cleanup.
Hey, Cane and Burna. Well, now we'll test the theory out, and oh, Cane and Burna does work. Okay, so Cane and Burna does work in Laser Bridge. I'll have to tell my friends that.
Now, do you jump back down, come around, and check like the lava island?
Looks like Emo's gonna climb back up to the top. And Salty is now in Death Mountain. He's going to be doing everything here that EmoSaru has just done. Alright, so EmoSaru is going to drop down near where Spiral Cave is and go into the back of Turtle Rock.
This is a hurty place because of the lasers.
And luckily, you have some iframes when you walk in, so you're able to dodge that pretty effectively. Now, going through back here, you'll have access to 2 chests, I think? Without Kane and Samaria?
Yeah, without Kane, you're going to get Lava Island chest, and you can backtrack to Chain Chomp.
Just all within logic. Emo is making her way up to the Chain Chomp chest now.
Lots of keys, lots of dungeon items. This is definitely going to be, everything's going to be behind the torches on the right-hand side of TR.
Yep, you don't necessarily need the Quake Medallions to get access to that, but you will need Kane and Samaria. And we already have Fire Rod, so that's not an issue. So there are 3 more checks here that are blocked by Kane and Samaria, along with Trinex, also blocked by Kane and Samaria.
Now, one thing about having all this access... Hey, it's our lamp! Quake and Pod that we already know about.
And Salty getting a nice little fairy refresher over there, as Emo is now making her way over to Tower of Hera.
Yeah, Emo's probably dizzy enough having climbed Paradox Cave about 4 times now.
Some caches in Gan's Tower. Well, thanks, game.
Yeah, now the one bright side is we know we don't need to, that the basement's not going to be required here. We got a hint earlier that the map is fire-locked in Hera.
Yeah, so that at least will... I mean, we'll have already known that once we find our 2 items here upstairs. But it's always nice to know before heading in. That you don't have to waste time doing that. And the Western Wing of Swamp House also out. We're finding all the really good hints, the knockouts of really out-of-the-way locations and dungeons.
Yeah, we found a lot of value in all of these different hands. Emo gonna take the vanilla drop down. Don't blame me if you mess up that bomb jump. It is not a time save.
And finds the second item. Unfortunately, just 20 rupees. So we have cleared out Hera. Just gonna kill Moldorm. And we'll see what's next for these runners. And Salty is going to open the front half of Turtle Rock and get that hint, it looks like.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
Now, what you can do here in Inverted, see those 2 skulls here on top of Turtle Rock? You can lift the one on the left. That will have a portal to the light world, but you'll need the hammer to get down from there. And some caches of the pose, another out-of-the-way location we do not have to check, although in Inverted it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad in Inverted. But it is still an out-of-the-way location that is orphaned at this point, with both of them, I believe, having checked Bumper already.
And Emo's going to finish off her Death Mountain excavation by getting this lamp here and the cave.
Alright, saltyphry gonna clear out his excavation of Laser Bridge. Emo's gonna get their Swamp Hint. Or no, that's the Pod Hint, my bad. The Swamp Hint was an upper part of Hera, right?
She tried to bomb jump across, but missed it.
Now, where do you go from here?
I'm trying to figure it out on Emo's side because she's heading back up on. Oh, she's gonna do
Spike.
She's a Spike Cave, yeah. I mean, I guess Ice Palace probably makes the most sense because you don't necessarily need the hook shots completed.
Yeah, I was considering Swamp. You know, there's only 5 possible items of value. Now, you know, one of them's like a cache on West Side, but...
Yeah. Dipping Swamp without the hook shot loses a lot of its luster once you get the hint that there's one item on the left side that's not needed, and the other one's a map.
Yeah, that takes you down to not a lot because it only leaves, what, then 2 locations that can really have an item in it? Alright, Salty finishing up his Mimic Cave. Gonna go around probably to the front part, or the back of the front part of Turtle Rock. Get their disappointment. Emo does have 5-6 and is gonna go clear out Pyramid Fairy.
Yep. The Tower of Hera was the last crystal we needed for Pyramid Fairy, so maybe your progression's in there. Salty getting absolutely obliterated by those lasers, unless he was trying to death warp. Which I don't
think he was at first, but then he just it took the sweet embrace of death.
Yeah, this is not working out as well as he thought, I don't think. Alright, Pyramid Fairy, we find blue root and blue goo. Alright, not what we're looking for.
Yeah, so it's definitely a low percentage swamp, or much more likely it's going to be Ice Palace.
Looks like Emo is going to do Hyrule Castle. Maybe? No. Wait. Oh, she's going to do Sanctuary? No. She's going to do Hyrule Castle? No, she's going to do Sanctuary. Just make up your mind!
Yeah.
Alright, she's going to do Sanctuary, looks like. Sanctuary, back of Escape. This is the fastest way to get there, believe it or not. Taking this little route through the forest that no one ever takes.
Emo going for the back, then decided, I want to check out the Sanctuary first.
All the indecisiveness. Hey, there's a key for the rest of the back, so there you go. Well, here's that above the pose hint that Salty got at the front of Turtle Rock, which Emo did not. So we're gonna find here some cash, I believe.
Yeah, it's some cash. So Salty's going to come back around one last time and head for Hera.
As long as it doesn't die on the way up.
Yeah, that was close.
Alright, back to escape. We find 20 rupees, and another blue goo.
Yeah, not a lot of value to be in the overworld, to be honest here. Or all these like front end locations. It's just been a lot of. It's been a lot of dungeon progression, and at this point, Meyer could very well have, or not Meyer, but Ice Palace could very well have the hookshot buried somewhere within it.
At this rate, I wouldn't put it past the game to leave something in the first couple chests in Swamp.
Vanilla hookshot?
Ugh. Well, we know it can't be vanilla big key, so the big key's gonna have to be somewhere beforehand for it to be vanilla hookshot.
Yeah, it'll be in the compass chest. Unfortunately, Desert's not checkable, and in inverted mode, the only access to Desert is with the book. So that is one thing we're having, and with it being a pendant, you could see a book buried in Ganon's Tower.
Did someone say book on Moldorm too? Huh?
Book in Big Chest.
Oh, wow. It's very possible that book is in Ganon's Tower. Emo's going to knock off Mothula, which Salty did a little bit earlier. So our runners are going to start converging a little bit, and you might start to see these runners get pulled just about even here.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty even after this decision of finishing Moth and killing up Moldorm. It's going to be a lot of decision on if they decide to go to the same place next or if they split between Ice and Swamp. You know, Rambler, something that just got me thinking here. We found the flippers finally. What if the progression's on the bat?
Progression on the bat?
Yeah, because the powder is on Zora's Ledge.
Oh, right, yeah. But we don't have the mushroom yet, so we can't even... Or mushroom or Samaria, so forget glitching that. So, yeah, it's a possibility.
Powder leads to... Mushroom leads to Samaria.
Alright, stop it.
Okay.
Alright, both of our runners take down some bosses. The other one's taken out already. So we are now tied up in the crystal count once again. Well, crystal and pendant count, since this is all dungeons.
Alright, pretty well synchronized killing there, so we're sitting here about we're sitting at 5 bosses apiece, same 5 bosses.
And I don't think Emo counted the chest here in Skull Woods, so she remembers the power gloves are in here. And the piece of heart she got from Mothula was the second item. Yeah. Well, she knows now.
Yep. Looks like it's gonna be Ice.
Yeah, it's probably the most logical place to go. Because once again, with the few nifty bomb jumps, you can full clear Ice without Hookshot or Cane of Samaria. Plus, you get 3 hot fire hints here. Emo almost forgetting this one. Okay, we already knew that.
Yeah, not the most useful of hints with how many items are in Paradox anyway.
That is true.
Now, do you know if that Paradox hint counts both the 2 lower and 5 upper, or just one or the other?
I'm not sure.
So Salty gonna clean up Pyramid Fairy here. Only 5 rupees in the first chest.
Alright, that's one chest down here, nice. 2 more items to go. Until maybe we have to dip in the swamp without the hook shot. Ugh.
Now, one of the few things that really throws me off when I'm running this is the ice logic. Like, when does the ice logic indicate that it was hookshot required or is cane required?
So it's hookshot required if the first 2 chests there's no key, big or small, and it's Samari required if Cold Stare drops a small key.
Okay, that's roughly what I was thinking. I thought there had to be a small key super early in order for it not to be hookshot locked. But we could always just find hookshot in Ice Tea Room or something silly like that.
Yes. Yes. Small key or big key in the first 2 chests in Ice, which is the Penguin chest and Double Freeze Ore Room. And then you see both our runners now in here at the same time. Emo getting the bomb jump done. Just 1 or 2 minor mishaps there. No hook shot, so it's a little slow to get around.
Yeah, usually I'm not a fan of doing the Ice Boss bomb jump when a full clear is required, but no Samaria means it might be necessary.
Yes, it's never necessary to do the bomb jumps, but without Samaria, yeah, this dungeon is a pain to deal with. Alright, this chest will tell us if we are hookshot blocked by logic or not. And this is a small key, so the hookshot can be on the right side here now. There's a nice little bomb jump here to get to this side of Ice Palace. I'm gonna check the third hint up here.
This is the one most often skipped in here.
Yeah, I skip it a lot because I don't come this way unless did some different routing than normal, but yeah, some Cash and Tower Hera, well, it's not a use hint. See, this bomb jump, which is the setup is a little rougher, but it's just a little tough with these enemies poking around as well. And down to 1.5 hearts, Emo's gotta be a little careful here. Oh, she has a blue potion, she's gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah, now, it refilled everything for Emo here, but remember, being hard mode, potions only restore 7 hearts and only half a meter of magic.
And gets the bomb jump finally after getting the setup done. And we're heading our way up to...
And we're into the letters. We're into the U room, gonna skip that for now, go up to the H.
Saltyphry left the room that looked like a middle finger, but that's besides the point. Is that a letter of the alphabet? I'm not sure.
No, it's just 2 of them really close together. Oh.
This is the P room. This is the I room. I guess, I don't know. P. I rate this 3.14 out of 10. And we're going to see a nice little high five here in the U room. One's coming, one's going.
Salty a little low on hearts, but should be okay. These are some pretty simple rooms here once you know where to expect the stall post to drop at, or the... Alright, now Emo having to take the vanilla way to get to this big chest because of no hook shot.
Yeah, so we're gonna drop down, see what's in here. It's just a compass. So there's 2 checks left, and I believe there's still both items, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we gotta do iced tea, and we gotta do cold stare itself. And if I've got my logic right, yeah, there's... Kane can still be in here. Kane can actually be on cold stare because of the key logic.
Yes.
Emo making that room look easy. I absolutely despise that room without boots.
Yeah, it's a rough one. There's your last key, so item will be on cold stare.
Yeah, we're gonna have the item on cold stare.
And based on how the key logic played on this, it could be hookshot, could be Samaria, it could be nothing. Could be book. Book would be interesting.
Yeah, book could be very interesting. Book might be a best case scenario here, just to give you something, you know, tangible to go do 100%.
Yeah, it gives you a dungeon that's not Swamp House without hookshot, you know?
Yeah, so if this is Kane, do you go do Turtle Rock and just finish it at 100% here?
I don't want to go back up there until I have to, but I kind of have to. There's still 4 items left, I think. Emo with looks like a picture-perfect cold stare fight. You cannot draw it up any better than that.
Yeah, that's definitely the MNMG coming through. That was beautiful. Kane!
And the Kane of Samaria dropped by cold stare. Okay, well there you go. Now we can full clear. We still can't get into Mire, so I guess you gotta go to Turtle Rock now. It's the most logical play for sure.
Yeah, it's either that or 2 chests and swamp, and I don't think 2 chests and swamp's gonna cut it. Emo fluting right back to 1.
Yeah, we're gonna go knock off the rest of Turtle Rock while we're out here.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't quite have Misery Mire access, because while we do have the medallion, we still don't have boots or hook. Which is kind of strange being an hour 20 in without either of those 2 items.
Salty a little more trouble with the cold stare fight than Emo. And Emo having a perfect fight. Still very good job by saltyphry getting this knocked out.
Yeah, it's still super clean.
And gets his Kane of Samaria. Alright, so Emo's gonna do a play that I like, I think. She's gonna go kill Trinex first and come back. She'll start at the beginning of the dungeon and go back in to deal with the front half.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good idea because, 1, you won't have to trek all the way back through the dungeon, and 2, you'll come right back out to the front. All she will have to do is actually walk around and open it up, because she hasn't done that yet.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but you might not even need to open it up. You will, like, spawn inside the... I think the head just disappears when you defeat Turtle Rock. Even if you never opened up.
That's interesting. We'll have to see how that... I don't think I've ever ran into a scenario where you clear Turtle Rock without actually opening the front. Oh, there's no key.
Okay, so maybe you do have to open the front up. Yeah, think that.
Whoops. So yeah, chat in here got Willard and Nimban in here confirming. Yeah, indeed, it does open itself up. Should we be able to actually have the big key and kill it?
Yeah, now it's really fast just to open it up using Quake and go to the front to get that big key.
Yeah, at that point you might as well just traipse through the rest of it. Because we still got all that stuff on the front. I mean, I don't see much point in going up here, getting the big key, and leaving.
I mean, I would clear out the front and then leave and then go back in the way you came in. I think that's the right play to do because it's such a long trek to go through the dungeon when you can just mirror out and go through the backside.
Yeah, but everything's so spread out. You've got 3 chests in the front, 2 chests in the middle, and Trinex at the end that you still need to clear. Alright, so after all this overworld, all this separation and difference in routing,
we're
synced up.
We're now in the same room.
Alright, so here we are pretty much frame for frame, an hour 21 in. We're still looking for hookshot. We're still looking for book. Maybe we need boots.
Yep, that's pretty much all we're looking for at this point. Definitely hookshot, definitely book.
Yeah, silvers are a luxury, but would be nice to find.
Yeah, silver's already even, and both of our
oh no, Salty!
Instinctively not doing the.
Oh right.
No, because of the hookshot.
Yeah, no hookshot. Just remember that Salty luckily caught himself.
They both did.
Yeah, how many times are you in here with Rando without the hookshot? Not something you remember that often.
More times than I would like to see. Just a small team of map here, so we're gonna mirror out and probably go to the big chest this way. Emo thinking about what her plan is. And she's gonna go through the front.
Wait a minute, they don't have the big key yet.
No, they don't. So the big key
they have to come in through Laser Bridge.
Oh yeah.
They have to come in through Laser Bridge and backtrack to the roller chest.
Oh
the roller
no!
chest.
Oh gosh!
And oh wow!
And Emo, I don't think realizes that.
Neither does Salty because you can't get there any other way.
He's going through now. He's going through the right way correctly now.
Yeah, I think he finally caught on to it.
Isn't it very
Don't open
fun?
That door. No Emo. Okay. Oh, never mind. Emo already cracked the door back to Trinex. Okay. Whew. I thought she just burned the key and was gonna have to get one out of the big chest. That's my bad.
No. Well, the big chest probably have. I think the big chest and Trinex both have items at this point.
I think they do as well. Alright, so quick catch up while we're getting to where Saltyphry's getting to where he needs to go, and Emo is about to find that out. This is all dungeons, inverted mode, Uncle Assured Sword, hard mode. We're six dungeons in here in Turtle Rock. The thing that we just realized is that you actually have to backtrack from Laser Bridge in order to get this big key that Saltyphry is about to find, in order to beat Trinex and continue to backtrack in order to get the large chest. Luckily, Salty's going to be able to just go get the large chest and mirror if he does it right. Or he can just mirror now.
Emo has abandoned Turtle Rock for now. I think she's going to be making the swamp play, maybe? I don't know.
Alright, so Salty's coming up to Trinex here, gonna be able to find out what item is on here, and we'll have to come back out, go back around, and get the item out of the big chest.
Emo's walking over to Ice Rock Cave here. Alright, Trinex, do you have the progression, Trinex? You do not.
Huh. So this pretty much just leaves the bat and the first two chests, other than the small key, within Swamp.
And there you see the when you kill the boss, the head is Salty already opened it, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, when you kill the boss, the head just disappears.
Don't think Salty's done Spike Cave, so he's probably about to do that.
She's gonna check Catfish while she's here too, and she's probably also gonna grab that powder.
Yeah, I don't think Emo's checked. So Emo still hasn't checked Zora, so that's even more incentive to go get that powder.
Yeah.
Oh, shovel spot. I don't know because Salty has it. I don't think Salty's ever checked it.
No, I don't think so. And Emo never got it because it's front half of Escape. She hasn't done that yet either.
Yeah, she hasn't done front half Escape. Salty hasn't done last 3 chests of Escape. Or Sanctuary. Salty's gonna go get that powder.
We're gonna be in sync again, aren't we?
Pretty close.
The only difference is Emo's still gotta kill Trinex.
Salty didn't go back and get the big chest, did he?
I don't recall. I was thinking about that. Well, one thing's for sure, we are running out of locations.
Yeah, the big question mark was the hook shot. Where in the goddesses' names are the hook shot?
Again, I'm fully resigned at this point for both being against ours. So
okay. Somebody confirming he did collect all the items. He was counting items properly, and we weren't. That's why he's racing, and we're on this side of the desk.
That's true.
Ped's going to be blocked behind Book currently because of Desert, but there is a good chance that there is progression there as well possible.
Well, the only thing that could beat her is the hook shot, because you would need the boots and the...
Yeah, it could be the boots if there's a map or a compass on the torch in Desert, and there's a big key in GT.
Well, looks like both of our runners going to be heading down towards that magic bat, I think.
Alright, so what are we gonna have? Hookshot, Book, boots, red herring.
Mushroom.
Oh, don't tease me.
Alright, Magic Bat, what do you got for us? Oh no.
Nothing.
Oh, it's gonna be Swamp Palace, isn't it?
So we have 2 chests in Swamp Palace. We have Dig Spot. And that's really it. Wait. Did anybody check Lumberjack Cave?
Well, we'd still even have access to Lumberjack Cave without the boots. If we had boots, I would say Lumberjack Cave might be in play.
True. Salty's gonna go ahead and check the last 3 of Escape and Sanctuary. The one of the few overworld checks he hasn't made. Looks like Emo's gonna grudgingly trek back up to Trinex.
Yeah, she does not. She does not want to go in the swamp.
I don't blame her, and the problem is it may not be Swamp. Yeah, I believe that it was like a big 20 or something useless on Bumper Cave when they checked it early. Alright, so Salty's got to make a decision. We'll see exactly which of the 2 options he takes as soon as he comes out of these hammer pegs on the other side of the light world.
And it looks like it's going to be Swamp.
Oh, Emo took the wrong jump.
Oh no.
Alright, so catching up for those of you who might be just joining in. We're here, 7 dungeons in. We are missing the hook shot in the book. There are exactly 3 locations it can be. There are 2 chests that will be possible within Swamp, out of 3 available because one of them will be the big key chest, yada yada. And the dig spot. The shovel's in Zelda's cell. Salty may have forgotten the shovel, Emo hasn't got it.
Yeah, Emo's checking things that Salty's already done. Let's see what this hint here is in Swamp.
Please be this dig.
Unique item in Ganon's Tower. That could be that book.
That's almost concerning at this point because there's not a lot of unique items left.
I mean, for their sake, I hope it's Bombos, because that's the one unique item we know we're not going to need.
Yeah, Mushroom Bombos or Red Boomerang is what you want to see in that case. That's 50. There's one more possibility of an item.
Okay, I think the big chest has a small key because, locked herself out here.
Yeah, it does.
Why don't you just mirror and go to Trinex? I don't know. Unless it's not?
No, it is, but Emo, I don't quite think that she's thinking about that right now. Sometimes it just kind of slips your mind. I don't want to say tilt, but there might be a little bit of a, yeah. Silvers are in hard, but they cannot be activated outside of Ganon's room.
Yeah, a lot of certain in-room items that they somehow worked into this.
Alright.
Some sort of computer program that's way beyond my mind. Alright, this is the last check that we have here in Swamp. At least that is guaranteed to possibly be an item. Will this be the hook shot?
Yeah, item, big key, or dungeon item.
Oh boy. Did we get the
dungeon
big key first test, maybe?
No, it was 50 rupees.
Alright, Salt isn't gonna left. Has he never got the hint for left
He got the hint. He's the one that got the hint. It was in the shopping mall in the Dark World. He's just remembered.
Alright, so it's probably gonna be Dig Spot at this point.
Yes.
Oh, Emo, no.
Thankfully, Emo will just be coming back from Laser Bridge. It's not a very huge time.
And Salty takes the shovel out. If it's been shovel this whole time that he got so long ago.
Alright, so this is going to be progression of some variety. Mushroom, book, hook shot, boots. It's got to be pretty much one of those 4 items. Chat, what do you think it is? What's being buried today?
And it is the hook shot.
Hook shot!
Alright, so now we know Emo has to go clear out the rest of Escape here.
Alright, so Salty instantly gonna make his way back to Swamp here. He knows he can skip Mire.
Yeah, he just needs to find the book at this point. And maybe boots. We'll see about that. Emo gets Trunix down a second time.
Alright, so saltyphry is enjoying now a comfortable lead here because Emo has to go to Zelda Cell to get the shovel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Salty got that shovel about an hour ago.
Yeah, he got that on his first trip to the Hyrule Castle, which was like 45 minutes in, if that.
And Emo's gonna quake Turtle Rock just out of spite here.
Yeah, at this point, Emo is gonna get across that shovel soon. The only places that she has left is front of Swamp and the dungeon part of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, we knew that was a small key.
Alright, gonna be interesting to see what Salty finds in these chests in the back of Swamp.
Looks like bottle number 4 and a piece of heart. It looks like Emo is going to go into Hyrule Castle, so she's going to be on the right path.
Yeah, and it's going to save one dip that Salty made into Swamp, because he's now double dipped. This will help catch up a lot of that time that was burned in Turtle Rock.
Alright, at this point, I'm pretty sure if it's not here, it's going to be in Hookshot Cave, which means another trip up to Death Mountain. Again, we know both items in Mire. Mire does not have anything of use. And Salty's got to be careful not to die to Argus here. It is a long trick back if you die here.
Manages to pull it out there.
It's the big key. Oh, you gotta go back in. Oh, he's not gonna go back in.
No, I don't think he's going to, because I think he's 6 items in Swamp, right?
Yeah.
50.
We know the map is left side, and we know the compass he found. So I think there's an item in the big chest. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is. But he is going up to Death Mountain. He is going to go. Oh no, he's going to Mire.
He's gonna go.
We know Mire doesn't have anything.
Yeah, he's gonna go mode it. He's gonna go mode Mire, then he'll save quit to, or he'll fly to 1, go to Aga 1, and then come back for Ganon's Tower. Another thing for those of you new to Inverted, Aghanim's Tower is now where Ganon's Tower is and is automatically open, yet still flashing. Aghanim just likes to have rave parties. Ganon's Tower has relocated to where Aghanim's Tower is. You have to get all 7 crystals to break the barrier now.
I didn't think about the fact that, yeah, we're looking for Book, and Book could very well be in Ganon's Tower at this point.
Alright, so Salty's hoping for Godmire. He wants big key in one of the first 2 chests he gets, either Spike Room or the Bridge. Alright, Emo finally gets the hook shot. Nope, unfortunately the, I believe it's the Compass chest, which we're gonna have to hit the Crystal Switch for, or the Cage chest is gonna have the big key.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those 2 for sure. It's one.
Alright, so Emo knows. Did they both get the Swamp Hit or did they both get the Mire Hit? They both got the Swamp Hit, right?
No, Emo does not have the Swamp Hit. The Swamp Hit, I believe, was the one that was in Dark World Ice Rod.
Okay. I didn't know if I forgot offhand it was the Swamp or the Mire Hit.
Actually, it might be the Mire Hit. You're right.
Yeah, so if it's the Mire Hit, then Emo will skip the left side here, knowing it's useless. But we'll probably burn time full clearing Mire. Alright, Salty on his way to the back of Mire to have himself a date with Vitreous. Emo coming in here, about to grab 50 rupees. Now, Salty did leave the big chest, and I'm pretty sure that we've determined that there is an actual... Yeah, there has to be an item in that big chest.
Yeah, Hank told us map and cache are on the left side, so that's one item in the left side. And I'm pretty sure we saw the compass in the back of Swamp.
No, I believe the compass is in the south room. It's vanilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the book's either in GT, the big chest here, Hookshot Cave.
Well, Hookshot Cave will be an easy check before they climb Agnes Tower. That's for sure gonna happen.
Yeah, the Salty will probably check that immediately before Aga.
So saltyphry taking advantage of a little trick where if your sword is out, your cape doesn't use. So you just stand right there and let the cape drain very slowly, and just slash and hack away at the eyes. And it's 8 arrows to the eye, and we are done with Vitreous. And Saltyphry has all 7 crystals, but we are nowhere near ready for Ganon's Tower at this point yet.
Yeah, he has access to it, but he's probably not going to be headed that direction as of now.
Yeah, it's definitely much easier to go to the vanilla Ganon's Tower, kill Aghanim 1, let him drop you off right in front of Aga's Tower, and that's where Aga 2 will be, or Ganon's Tower will be. Again, the only reason why we need that book for Desert and we need to kill Aga 1 is because we are dealing with all dungeons mode here.
Yep, that means all 10 dungeons, 7 crystals, 3 pendants, Aga 1, Aga 2, and then finally the pig can be harmed in Phase 4.
Otherwise, he makes fun of you and calls you a dingus. Alright, when we find the book in here, we are basically on cruise control for the rest of the sea. We would be in go mode. There's the red boomerang. That decreases the chance of that increases the chance of book being in Ganon's Tower, actually. Based off that hint we found. And the bug net, another unique item gone.
Oh man.
So at this point, the unique item they're talking about. So actually, I think the unique item they're talking about in Ganon's Tower, because we've seen every hint tile and we haven't seen the boots in yet, I think they're talking about the boots there.
We haven't seen every hint tile. We will here in a second.
Yes, the Aga Tower hint, of course. But we have seen everyone other than this one. Oh, we haven't seen the desert one either, obviously.
True.
Alright, here's the big chest and swap. Let's see if this is a monster play on Emo's part. No, it's not.
Alright, so that was a bust, and Emo, I believe, skipped the other chest down here in the back.
Yeah, she skipped on too. I guess she was doing a little gamble scaping, I guess. Is that even a word? Anyway, she gets her 4th bottle. See, now I'm making up boards. You're rubbing off on me here. Emo's thinking about it. I don't know if she got the hint for left side or not.
Yeah, she's pretty sure that they both have the swamp one.
And Salty's not going to read that hint.
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Emo making her way to Mire. So we'll be on her South Crystal very shortly. Just as a heads up for fans of these runners, that right after this race, these two will be running it back for race 2, EmoSaru's Choice, which is the same exact race, except instead of inverted, we're going to do standard. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how many blue balls will Aga 1 deal us in this scene? So far up to a good start. We didn't get hit with a blue ball the first time around. Or second, we're off to a flying start. Alright, well, one more setup like that, and we'll have a one cycle Aggle 1. Alright, let's see if it's going to be a 2 blue ball or 3 blue ball. We'll find out on this shot. And it's a 3.
Alright, we're almost ready to head in. And there he goes. So, because we're about to get a nasty surprise here when going over, we're going to go ahead and get the big key guessing game started. Get your guesses in super quick here, folks. 1 to 22. If you've donated at least 250 bits or you subscribe to the Speed Gaming family of networks, you'll have a chance to be entered onto our leaderboards. Gonna give you a couple extra seconds till he gets downstairs here.
Yeah, until he opens the first shots on our side here. Alright. And looks like we're gonna go start with full right. Just 1 and 2, nothing going. And here you see the virtue of Emo not having that hit for right side. She's gonna get some cash and some cash here in Meyer.
And she'll get a hint about something.
That is true. We didn't see the hint for this one either, so we'll see.
Yeah, there's still 3 hints we haven't seen. Salty passed up the Aga hint. We haven't seen the Meyer hint yet. And of course the desert hint.
There's your Bombos. There's a unique item, so it could be that, but it could also still be Boots and Book. I'm pretty sure Boots and Book kind of have to be here at this point.
One of the two, or the mushroom.
I think Emo just skipped a hint here in Meyer.
Probably. I wouldn't blame her at this point. Alright, if you are up for evil to the runners, you want to see a big key here?
Nope, just 300 rupees. So
alright, so...
but still, you still might need Boots, though. Because still haven't seen Desert yet.
Yeah, Boots might still be required, but the pet is officially dead.
There's a heart container. There's the map. There's another small key, and there's some rupees. Still no book, still no big key.
Bust on 8 through 11.
Big key is 12, but we are still going to continue looking. We still need book and possibly Boots. And congratulations to our supporter that was closest with their guess of 11, X1372.
Yeah, congratulations, X, for your spot on the leaderboard with your win there. All right, so still nothing here. That's, we're heading into Rando Room. No book, no Boots. This is getting kind of worrisome.
Can we live the big chest dream?
Or just the Moldorm 2 dream?
There's some more rupees. There's your second shield. There's your single arrow, another unique item. And there's 20 more rupees.
So, with this being inverted, do you just skip tile room? You skip tile room. I mean, if you have to come back for it, it's not like you're that far out of the way.
Like skip tile room and save it for after GT, I guess. Because it's inverted,
yeah.
You can come back and check it like after you're done. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not like 3 steps out of the way.
Yeah, maybe. It's something I really haven't considered. So. Alright, we're gonna see the big chest opened here. You don't see this too often. And it's just a small key. Emo with the vanilla NMG strats here on Vitreous and takes him out in almost no time at all. And without the boots, you had the little bomb jumping here to get here in a safe way. And everybody say hi to Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob. And Bob's now somewhere else, and we're gonna go see the Ice Armos.
Doors.
Yeah, get him through the door. Come on. More like ice floors. Oh, there's the book.
Book.
And the boots!
Boots!
Wow. Alright. So both items we needed for Go Mode right after Ice Armos. So at 1 hour and 56 minutes, saltyphry has achieved Go Mode. After Ice Armos, after GT Big Key, what is life?
Yeah, so Salty's going to be heading up for his gauntlet run just as Emo's going to be starting their her Ag 1 here.
Salty running low on arrows here, taking on these red mimics.
Not like it makes a difference without silvers, but yeah.
Well, if he ran out of arrows in that room, you'd have to, you know, leave the room and come back and find arrows.
Fair enough.
Okay, we still need silvers. So, silvers could still be anywhere that's boots locked. That's boots or book locked, seriously. I mean, I don't think our runners are going to add it away for them. If they happen to find them in desert, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I feel Salty will probably check, maybe even not all 4 chests, but at least the last 2. Might check the mini Helma ones too, just in case.
Yeah, the big difference here from these runners, why Salty has such a big lead, was the little confusion that Emo had over in Turtle Rock. She got caught up a little bit there with the inverted rules.
Yeah, just one of those things where inverted being a new game type, even for our experienced runners. The game expected you to go in from Laser Bridge, backtrack all the way to the single roller room for the big key.
Salty making a mockery of this gauntlet here.
Yeah, he's put together a really nice gauntlet.
And there's your Aga Tower hint. It's the purple chest hint.
Which means the boot hint was either in Desert or it was in Mire. Neither one of which are going to get red.
Or it was the hint about the unique item in GT.
Possible.
That the boots hint does not always have to be blatantly a boots hint. It can be a vague one like that.
Salty is going to check these 4 chests, nothing out of the first 2, but some arrows in case he does happen to find them in one of the last 2.
Yeah, he's really only looking for silvers at this point. We're not going to be able to live the dream of seeing Aga 1 and Aga 2 at the same time. Oh, we will for a little bit, but not at the exact same time.
No, just a little, just a small overlap. No, so Silver's not in GT, well, unless they're in the
Tile room.
In fact, they can't be many places at all, because the only places in the game that we haven't checked so far is Desert, the Mushroom, which is one of the other spots, and Tile Room.
And there's also all the
boots lock locations.
Boots and books lock locations. Either tablet or either of the boots locked. Very
either Bomb, Bonk, or King's Tomb. None of which our runners are going to go to.
Yeah, both are here. We see the dual Aga fights here. And Aga 2 goes down first, which usually does happen. Aga 2 goes down faster than Aga 1, even though it's a harder fight. Now, with Aga 2 down, Ganon's there, but we still can't do anything about it. We still need one more pendant.
Yep, we're going to have to head out from here. And our runners high five on each side of Ganon's tower. Alright, Emo gonna do right side first as well, having found that small key. Salty coming in here. He just wants to come in here, find a, find the big key on the torch and be out of here.
Yeah, that would be the perfect scenario. Yep. Well, I was gonna check some other checks first. Look for big key. Hope it's here. Up small key. And it is on the torch, so those are required as well.
Yeah. So boots were required for go mode, but thankfully enough, they were just right adjacent to the book.
Yeah. Come on, read the hint for the memes. Never mind.
Aww.
He's not even gonna open the big chest looking for the silvers now. He's just gonna go straight for Landmala.
Yeah, there's no point. At this point with Tempered, you're good enough. Maybe if you were still on Mastered.
Yeah. Question is, which one of those 5 rupees was our 4th sword?
That's just too many to keep track of. So Emo finds the big key, but as we know, and as she of course knows, got to keep going and find these last couple items you need, and we'll find them here just after Ice Armos.
Yep, she's got to make her way all the way to Ice Armor, so she's going to check all these other spots along the way.
Including that really bad feels bad man when you get to the room right before Bob, and you realize, I don't have boots, I have to bomb jump this.
very nice fire rod and spins strategy, and the big chest has the last item. We're never going to see that.
Nope.
So when we get to Ganon, we will get a hint. Did you find my arrows in blank?
Please say Desert Palace. I would love for it to say Desert Palace.
Ganon's Tower would be funnier.
Yeah.
It was exact Tower room. Alright. Oh yeah, if you save in the light world, you start up top there, so you know you're right there.
Alright, so about 2:05:20, Salty's dropping into Ganon. Nice double off the Trident.
Gotta be careful down the 4 hearts here. But into phase 3.
Very nice.
You know, setting up these bombs up here. It's not one you practice too often because it's very rare that you'll come here, have to come all the way down here without boots. And the arrows are in the light world, so that narrows it down to the Bonk Rocks. One of those 5 spots, either the 2 book locations, the 2 boots locations, or the pedestal. And we start the Silverless Ganon, which takes 12 spins here in phase 4, with it's a frame perfect with a nice little buffer. Trick here.
Yeah, the spins keep you within your damaging sword animation for a longer period of time, making these Silverless hits a lot easier to hit, rather than being literally frame perfect.
Yeah, if you wanted, if you're in swordless and you need to hammer these guys, oh wow, that was fast. A lot faster than I do it. All right, get your GGs in chat. saltyphry has won this race. And again, these two are going to run it back in about 50 minutes. But we do have the official result that saltyphry has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 19 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for saltyphry. He moves to 5-0 in his group.
Yeah, it's an impressive job for Salty. We'll see if we can maybe get him in here.
And joining us is our winner, saltyphry. GG.
Yeah, definitely GG, Salty.
Thank you.
So, how did you enjoy this? It looked a little, both of you had a little trouble with some of the things. Did you remember you had shovel the entire time?
No, I did not. I completely forgot about that. When I was in Swamp there, I figured my item had to be in Swamp. And when it was not in that second chest in there, I'd already gotten a hint about the left side having nothing in it. I started to kind of panic. I'm like, what have I missed? What have I missed? Luckily, I kind of saw that shovel on my tracker, and I realized that was obviously the place I had to go, I guess. And luckily, it wasn't someplace else, because I've had that happen before, where I think I'm down to a location, figure out something, and it turns out not to be it.
Yeah, that was the only thing that tripped you up. I think you guys went back and forth a lot in the early race, but the one thing that let you pull away was Emo was having a little trouble with understanding the Turtle Rock logic.
Yeah, it's a little tricky and inverted. That took me a little while to get the hang of. I've done quite a few inverted races now, so I think I got a little better hang of it than most people. But unless you were an entrance person who did a lot of entrance rando prior to this, it's definitely a new thing to you, probably. Getting in the back there and figuring out exactly what you have access to and when.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things where even here on this side of the desk, we were kind of like, okay, and then you put 2 to 2 together and go, oh, you've got to backtrack from Laser Bridge to the single roller. Oh.
like even that even took me a second to clue in as well. Like I went in the front expecting to find the big key there after I got the cane, and then I didn't, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I was like, oh right, I can work my way back now because I got the cane as well to that other chest. Because originally I was thinking, oh, I need the big key to get to that, but then kind of clued in, no, I can get there with the cane as well.
But yeah, it was definitely a fun scene to watch. You guys put on a really nice show there. It was really back and forth. Emo at one point had a pretty good lead outside of you having the back of Skull Woods completed, but just a lot of little things here and there, and you were able to put together a really nice advantage, especially post Turtle Rock.
Yeah, like early on, like when I went over to Pod there, obviously that was a double dip that I could have gotten away with not doing had I just checked that one chest, I guess, in Skull Woods that gave me my Dark World access that had the Power Glove in it. But I always hate checking that early on because, like, especially, like, usually I go to Skull Woods first thing in Inverted, and checking that with no sword or no nothing is always a real pain, so I usually just put that off until later.
Yeah. Now, one thing that we were noticing as you guys were going through the scene, the hint tiles were really kind to you. You got a lot of really nice hints. Like the west side of Mire being useless and having both your items, so you can just go mode it.
Yeah, there was several nice ones like that. The swamp one, and even the unique item in GT was kind of a good thing as well. Although then I get there and one of the first items I pull out is Bombos, and I'm like, oh great, maybe that's it. And maybe I still got to go somewhere else, back to that one, the big chest in Swamp or something like that I left.
Yeah, we were worried a little bit about the big chest in Swamp until Emo checked it, like, oh, what if there's something there?
Yeah, like since like I basically last location the hook shot, just prior to that, like as soon as I got the hook shot, like I checked my map and seen that like desert was the green pin. Like I never bothered checking my map until it comes down to the point where I'm looking into whether I can go into Ganon's tower to look for items for the last pendant or something like that, which was basically that situation. And when I saw that, I'm like, all right, I got what I need to get into GT. Let's just finish these 2 crystals and we'll go in there because that's more than likely where the answer is at that point in time. So I was never going to go back and check that big chest in that situation until the very end. If it was there, well, too bad. That happens.
Well, scrolling through your credits there, we saw that the pedestal item is actually a mushroom, but we also saw that the mushroom just led to cash. So those silvers were either on a tablet or underneath a stone or 5.
Yeah, I was really starting to wonder about them. Like, normally I don't bother checking anything on my way up GT, but like I checked so much stuff and there were so few locations left, I felt like there was an actual decent location. I might pull them out on my way up there. But sure enough, never came. And yeah, there's only a couple, I guess, possible locations for them after that.
Yeah, it was 4 locations in GT and what would have been 4 or 5 locations out of GT, so it was 50-50 going up the tower looking for them.
And at the same time, in hard mode, you can only use them on Ganon anyway, so they have a very limited use, right? Like, I rarely go very far out of my way to pick them up in hard mode just because of that.
Yeah, speaking of hard mode, it was kind of nice for hard mode to find a lot of pretty good heart containers early, and 3 really early swords.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, early on, it was looking like it was going to be kind of a hard mode thing. Like, there was the 4-heart Thieves Town, and then I was heading, since I got the Fire Rod and Pod, I was kind of heading towards Mothula to do a 4-heart Mothula when I finally got my Power Gloves. I'm like, all right, hang on. No point in doing this right now. I'm sure I know where the Master Sword is already because it was Uncle Assured's sword, so I can definitely get a better sword. And these, 40 locations or so just opened up. I might as well check these, get some more hearts, and who knows what else to make that easier. So there's no point just throwing yourself at Mothula if you don't have to at that point, I figured.
Exactly. So Emo coming in here, having found their big key, gonna kill Lambos, and then just drop right back in and have a talk with the pig.
So you guys are racing again, starting up in about, I'd say, half hour, 40 minutes or so. It's going to do the same rule set, except it's going to be standard. That's what Emo prefers, and I know Emo likes modes that are similar to NMG, so What thoughts do you have on that upcoming race in about a half hour?
Yeah, most of my races have been either standard or open throughout most of my Link to the Past things, so I'm fairly experienced with all that. I'm comfortable with pretty much any of the more standard modes for the most part, whether it's standard or open. Inverted something that's kind of similar to that, so I've kind of taken a liking to that and find it relatively easy to pick up. So it is what it is. We'll just go with it. I always like the hard mode in all dungeons. I like to be able to kind of route stuff in a kind of a long picture kind of idea, where you might end up having to go into GT to find something. This is my third race in this tournament now that I've had to find something in GT for a pendant dungeon. Twice it was the ice rod, and now this. So it's been happening quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking on the list, and it looks like you do not have a NMG time. Did you play? You're one of those randomizer first players.
Yeah, pretty much. I've keep meaning to actually kind of do an NMG run at some point in time just to see how good I get, because I've kind of gotten pretty good overall. I put a lot of practice into different stuff, but at the same time I kind of focus more on a lot of low percent stuff, so I kind of feel like that's my advantage often over the NMG players, is they might not be quite so seasoned, say, at like Master Sword Silverless Ganon compared to just like Tempered Sword Ganon. Like they put all their practice into specifically Tempered Sword Ganon a lot of the time, where they might struggle all of a sudden when you get in there with, like, say, 8 hearts and green mail against Ganon with a Master Sword, and you can't use your cape. Well, dodging those fire bats consistently becomes a lot tougher, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Salty, do you have any other thoughts on this seed as you were going through it at all? Just miscellaneous?
Nothing specific. It was kind of frustrating when you start getting down to that last location or two and you're still not finding the item that you're looking for. And you actually get to that last location and you don't find it, and you really got to start scrambling in your head trying to figure out what you've missed. That's never a good feeling, that's for sure, but at least it didn't take too long to figure it out, and all worked out in the end, so I can't really complain about it.
Yeah, you definitely put that together really quickly and got back in your inventory and went, okay, I'm right here. Oh, wait, I have a shovel. Let's go check the shovel. Alright, Emo taking the long way here, gonna go in through the front door and up and around and drop into the Ganon fight.
Yeah, she must not have known about the fact that you can save and quit in the light world and start up top there.
I'm not so sure it's not gonna be not known, but more along the lines of just not thinking at this point.
Perhaps.
There's also the consideration that if you save and quit, you only start with 7 hearts as well. So it depends how comfortable you are just starting the Ganon fight at 7 hearts.
Well, I know. Knowing EmoSaru as the energy runner she is, she will have no problems with this Ganon fight.
Manages to get one of his fire bats off, but no problem at all. 2 hits in phase 3. Make that 3.
Two hits real quick on this fight.
Ooh, triggering him into the vulnerable phase.
Yep, that gets it up 4 on there. Let's see, she's getting consistent triples though, other than that. That's 7 hits. So it should be 2 more. She should be done with 2 more spins here. That's all she needs. 1 more to go. And down.
There we go. Get your GGs in chat for EmoSaru.
And she finishes with the official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 49 seconds. Get your GGs in chat. EmoSaru finishing up this race. And I believe she's gonna hold off for now. She's getting ready for the next race here. So we're starting up here. I believe we go live in 40 minutes with round 2 between saltyphry and EmoSaru. So we'll play some highlights, I think, or we'll get.
And at this time, we are joined by EmoSaru. Welcome, Emo. Good game.
Yo, sorry.
Yo,
dealing with audio. Gross.
So, not a fan, huh?
I mean, no. That's basically everything I hate about Randomizer rolled up into one seed. Because it's no boots, like, until the very end. It's like GT back out into other stuff. It's just like everything I hate about it. I heard you guys talking a little bit ago. Actually did know about the Turtle Rock thing, but my brain stopped working after a while, as evidenced by like trying to run directly to the pyramid and like all that sort of stuff after desert. Like at that point I was just like, I just want to be done with this thing so I can take 20 minutes before our next race.
Yeah, understandable. It was a rough one. We thought you had a slight advantage early on because you were able to pull the gloves before Salty did. Salty ran over the pod, but then
when I got the gloves and the flute, I felt like I probably had a little bit of an edge, but yeah, not by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough seed. It's one of those extra backtrack post GT items in the last location.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the game. It's always fun. GG's to Salty. Seems like he probably ran it pretty well. Hopefully the next one goes better. But yeah, I don't know. That's not the kind of seed that's fun for me. So that's unfortunate.
All right, well, here's get your blessed energies in chat for Boots and Link's house in the next seed, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, let's do that, please. That would be amazing.
At least on Uncle. Come on, guys.
I'm definitely all for that.
All right, so like I said, stick around. We're gonna be back in a little bit as our runners prepare to run their second race of this back-to-back doubleheader. Again, shout out to both our runners for putting on a great show for us. It's going to be right here on the same channel, Game 2. Go follow our runners, saltyphry, EmoSaru, always stream on Twitch. Emo, not always Randomizer, she does a lot of NMG, and so if you like that, go check her out. I'm a huge fan of hers, so like I said earlier about the tracker, check that out. Also, shout out to our tracker, speaking of tracking, shout out to our tracker, Tarasu, doing a great job. You always know the tracker's doing a good job when you don't even know they're there.
Yo, thank you guys for commentating and tracking and all that stuff, and thank you, Rambor, for saying all that completely unnecessary and only partially correct stuff.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, and GG's to you guys both for running that for us. It was super entertaining, and thanks for putting yourselves out there for that.
All right, so on behalf of everyone here at Speed Gaming, also make sure to follow the Speed Gaming family of channels, Speed Gaming Studio 6. We're on 4 right now. Also the ALTTP Randomizer channels 1 through 5. Yeah, we'll be back here in about a half hour for Game 2 between both of these runners. Standard, all dungeons, Uncle Assured hard mode.
Yep, we're going to give our runners a break to get ready for that, and everybody take care, and we'll be back and see you all shortly.